making the ladies laugh. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. Shit. Um, I'm just a silly boy being a silly man. Skeet beep beep. All right. Skeet beep. Oh, what? They don't have it on here, bro? You know what? I was gonna start the show off with Anastasia at first, but I had a certain song by. I had a certain song in my head by Cerebro Negro, to which I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Cerebro Negro the opening song, but they don't have the song that I'm looking for. That I wanted. So we're gonna go back to we're going back to Anastasia. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the best reggae dub and ska coming out of the Valley and LA County. Anastasia with their hit song Dark into Light. Yep. Ain't nobody does reggae dub like Anastasia does. I'm sorry. But bands, there needs to be some better reggae out there. What can I say? There needs to be better reggae. What can I say? And Anastasia is the only one that delivers. Now, I know there's some bands who like to claim they're playing reggae, but listen to this bass line, bro. It's amazing. It's a fucking amazing bass line. But, you know, that's just my opinion that nobody cares about, so. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Backyard Show. I'm your host, Mr. Barry Montoya. And, goddamn, like I said, it's been a rough couple of weeks, rough couple of days, and it just gets a little rougher and rougher, you know? We're really sanding it down over here. But, no. I'm not sad. I'm not, for once. I guess the therapy's kind of working. And self-medicating, but I'm pissed. And, I don't like to do a lot of serious topics here in this show. I'm going to close the window real quick because, my neighbors already think I'm fucking psycho. So why not? Let's give them a reason to, let's try to redeem myself here. Yes, we have Fry is my guest of the day. Mr. Fry is here on the couch. See if I can get him to say a couple words. How you feeling today? Nice. Just a little nose exhale. I've been practicing my impression of my dog here. I'll give you guys a little sneak peek. It's pretty good, huh? This is also my impression of DMX coming home to see all of his doors of his house are open. Where my dog's at? That's so bad. Nah, it's all good, dude. We're here. We're chilling. We're trying our hardest. It is a fucking sick world out there. People are complaining, and they don't want to do anything about it. They just want to complain. That's cool, too. We're living... I think the Karens are about to fucking die out this year. Hopefully. Hopefully the guy in office doesn't, make a bunch of Karens spawn out of nowhere. We just got rid of them. And I feel like they're gonna come back. I feel like they're gonna come back even twice as hard, because then there's gonna be Democrat Karens, which is probably our worst nightmare, to the likes of which society hasn't even seen yet. Only on Facebook. Only on Facebook have they seen the terrible fucking life that is the Karen. It's a fucked up. It's getting worse and worse, man. It's getting worse and worse. I got 16%, so I might end up taking a break and then finishing the episode later. But hey, this might even be a short one, cause okay. If you know me, and you know who I am, you know I joke around a lot. I say a lot of fucking stupid shit to either get a reaction out of people, or to, get them to reflect on their inner demons, I guess. And that's just how I am. I've always been an instigator. I've always, I like to poke the bear. And that's just me. But at the end of the day, if you know me, that if we're having a conversation, I'm just, I'm a normal person on the surface. Pretty normal. I'll always hear somebody out, whatever they have to say, even if it's something that I don't agree with. But, I'm the type of person where it's like, I'll come and meet you in the middle. Whatever it is that you're mad about, you know what? I see that you're mad about it. And it reminds me about the shit that I'm mad about. So it's valid. I get it. But there's some shit that I don't like to let slide. Usually when it involves violence, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm pulling myself out of the situation completely. And I'm gonna analyze it as normal as I can, as level-headed as I can, because we all know that we get our emotions all bundled up, and then somebody does something on the news, or somebody signs a bill, and then all of a sudden you feel like you're entitled to state your opinion. And that's why I gave myself this platform. Because I want to be able to tell my side, how I see things, freely. And if somebody doesn't care, then they don't have to watch or listen. So, what the fuck is the deal with LA? See, baby girl knows. But there's so much fucked up shit, and then people keep adding more fucked up shit to it. And it doesn't help. Now, there's some things that we're focused on that do matter, like immigration and the homelessness, the open air drug markets that flood the city. I don't know if you guys saw the MacArthur Park footage, but what Fox News reported here. I got the opportunity to fact check shit live here, so we're gonna watch a little bit of the MacArthur Park cleanup. Because anybody that's lived in LA, I don't live in LA. My family's from LA, so I'm sure they've seen more than I have. I know people who live in LA, so I'm sure they see more shit every day than I do. Because every time I see something, it's because of something I saw on Instagram. But I've been to MacArthur Park. Maybe I've passed by it once, and then I went there once. Now, it is okay. It is some fuck shit over there at MacArthur Park. Because for years it's been, a market for, Central Americans and Latino Americans and, my people. And it just, the moment you step foot out of your car in MacArthur Park, if the smell doesn't get to you, If you look at anybody, you'll hear people just talking to themselves, and like some people that look like normal people. And it took 6 people getting shot for them to actually recognize what the fuck is going down here. Because it's been like this for years. It's one of the reasons why I never really went to free shows out there. Because like, isn't that where all the people are shooting up on park benches, and you know, people are just dying in the corners, and people are like shooting people and stabbing people out there? Like, well, yeah, it took a little bit of news coverage for them to be like, all right, let's take care of it. Like, okay, so I'm just thinking maybe these people are just driving down MacArthur Park like, oh, look at all this. It's so sad. Oh, but look at all these buildings. Oh, look at this park. Look at this fountain. There's been bodies found in this fountain. You know how many people are throwing quarters into that fountain on top of some guy's dead body that nobody even knows who they are? No ID, no nothing, just a dead guy. Like, how do you even get there? But no, that's just what society has come to. We're throwing coins into fountains, not knowing what's at the bottom of that fountain, you know? It's ridiculous. Now, I don't think I can find the video that I saw today where that place is just completely cleared out. Like, if you've ever been to MacArthur Park, you know, you got the picture in your head. Now, imagine COVID. Remember when the streets were empty during COVID? That's how MacArthur Park looks like right now. I don't know if it's a good thing. I think baby girl feels a little anxious, but I think they're done. Once 5 people get shot and the news talks about it, and then they're finding people in the fountains like it's Lady Bird Park. But honestly, Lady Bird Park is a lot cooler than MacArthur Park. If anybody's ever been to Lady Bird Park, they know what I'm talking about. If you've never been to Lady Bird Park, get your shit together and go on a plane and travel and see that shit, because oh my god, if you go to MacArthur Park, you're like, this is just a pond. This is just a concrete pond with palm trees planted everywhere. No, I like parks where it's like it's got a little attitude to it, you know? A little personality. Real trees, no street lights. Just bridges and endless fucking bodies of water. Perfect to hide bodies in. Now, they were able to do that. And it's like, nobody even knows who these people are. It's like, how long have they even been in there? They're just soaking up all the water. It makes no sense. But there's the only time somebody wants to do something about shit is when violence hits. Once people start getting violent, it's like, okay, now we gotta step in and do something about it. Now we gotta go and fucking we gotta clean these streets, guys. It's been going down for years. And this type of shit has been going down for years and everywhere. And where do you think all these people are gonna go? Where did they send all these? How are they able to send all of these defiant drug addicts and send them somewhere? Because normally, if somebody pulls up, usually the guy that owns the business that they're squatting in front of, somebody tells them to go away, they'll set them on fire for telling them to get off my property. They'll beat the life out of these people. They'll throw shit at them. And they'll set their place of business on fire just for telling them to get up and go, or I'm going to call the cops. How the fuck are these people moving all of these defiant drug addicts out in one push? One steady push. The negotiation. Guys, if you've ever talked to any of these people in the streets, they're fucking crazy. They need, like, I think they're far beyond mental health. Like, going into a therapist's office and taking the pills that they tell them to take and be like, oh, I think I'm doing okay now, you know, like started writing my thoughts down and just burning them, getting them out of there, and you know, I'm clean off of heroin and fentanyl and crack and coke and, you know, selling my body for money, and you know, I got my foot amputated, but hey, you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I don't know, I'm just fucking rambling here, but this isn't even the bulk of what I wanted to talk about. Other than, you know, like the political shit's not going anywhere. People are still going to be mad for the next 8 years. I guarantee you, if, you know, the next 4 years passes by and we're back in, you know, we're back in a blue state, and then people are still going to be mad about what happened 4 years ago that they have no control over. So it's like, what's the fucking point? No, like, but what pisses me off is the fact that everybody is supposed to be distracted with others. Like, the stuff that they're using to distract us is working. Social media, we're all about it, 24/7. We have our face in our phones, our laptops, and our iPads 24/7. You could be getting your catalytic converter stolen right now. You wouldn't even know because you're being distracted. Somebody could be in your backyard as we speak. There could be a fucking tweaker taking out the copper pipes in my home right now, and I wouldn't know because I'm distracted. I'm tapped in. But the means of distracting people with hate and fear, the fear mongering, now that's the state we're in right now. We're being fear mongered. You know, there's a lot of fucked up shit happening that we don't even know what the fuck's gonna happen in this year. And it just started. It just started and we're already fucked. You know, people don't want to go to work. People don't want to go outside. You know, houses are being raided. I mean, I haven't seen any yet, and I do a lot of walking. But they're raiding schools, you know. But it's like, are they? Is Jack in the Box being raided right now? I mean, I haven't been to Jack in the Box lately, but that's where I would start. Let's get this first and foremost. I say a lot of, like I said, I say a lot of dumb shit to get people to react or to, how you say, reflect on themselves. Because, you know, I'm saying all this fucked up shit. My house hasn't burned down yet. You know, I know people whose houses have burned down, and I can't even begin to explain the amount of grief I would feel if I went homeless like that. But, you know, the people that I know, they're strong people. They're young. They have their lives figured out for the most part. So, you know, they're not suffering. They're not like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. No, these people are, you know, they know who they are and they have their shit kind of figured out. To, like, you know, they have their friends, their families, their pets. But, like, now I gotta go to my notes because I'm not a professional. I'm a fucking underground little, you know. At least we're 7 episodes in. That's nice. Because before I would just upload 4 episodes and be like, all right, technical difficulties have gotten the best of me. I'm never gonna do this again. But yeah, we're in a fucked up world, and people are just focused on the wrong things. Like directly, I'm gonna say this directly. Immigration is not going to affect me. ICE won't really affect me directly. And I'm not, you know, I have neighbors and I have friends and families who ICE would probably completely just come in, tear them apart, send them to Mexico with $500 in their pocket and be like, you know, sorry, this is the state of the world. This is the state of the union right now, my guy. But like, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, since now all these, immigrants are being deported, why don't you go out and file a job application for the jobs that they're working? Because you probably couldn't handle it. You couldn't do the jobs that they're doing for us. And you know what? I fucking agree. So every time I drive by Bakersfield and I hear, a strawberry farmer got ran over by a pickup truck, it's not funny, but it's just like, that's what you have to deal with. It's like, oh, all these people, they work drive-thrus, and it's like, okay, go work at McDonald's. Go work at McDonald's for a week and tell me you want to go back. Tell me that it's a safe space for you. Tell me that's your drive-thru. No, because people who work hard don't take that type of shit seriously. That ownership, that, oh, this is my fucking drive-thru. Get out of my drive-thru. But no, like, they could give a fuck. They have more important things to worry about. They have families. They have kids who are easily influenced in today's world. They have pets. They have other lives to take care of. They don't have the time to get brainwashed by that level of capitalism. And see, that's where it all comes back to. It's like, if you go to MacArthur Park, that is 100% capitalism. And the people who say capitalism is a bad system, which, I mean, you could agree, some parts, but it's what runs the economy. It's the only way that we're able to thrive is capitalism. And you go down to any open market, anybody selling food on the street, anybody selling jewelry on Etsy, anybody doing this and that, you are falling in line to capitalism. But you don't have to fully give into it. You're going to get taxed. Like, all these things are going to come up. Somebody can come up to your stand and just dump all your food out, take all your money, and now you have nothing. That's just the risk that you have to do. Those are the risks you have to take to make it anywhere. If you're too scared to go outside because something's going to happen to you that's not guaranteed, it's like you're living life in fear. You're doing just what they want out of this. They want you to stay inside and subscribe to every streaming service possible so that you don't have to worry about anything. All you got to do is fuel the fire on Facebook and Instagram and wherever. Because now I'm starting to get pissed. I'm a fan of Joe Rogan. Him as a podcaster, as a comedian, as an MMA commentator, as a fighter. Just recently I started appreciating his fighting skills. But he's getting annoying now, right? It's not just me. Like, it's like, I kind of don't care. Like, I only watch Joe Rogan if it's somebody he's talking to that I like. When he uploaded that Mark Zuckerberg, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to this. Like, I'm sure he called him out on a lot of shit. But Mark Zuckerberg is just dreadful. Like, I want to punch him in the face type of thing. Like, I don't like to get violent. I don't like to say these type of things to be edgy. And like, oh, this guy needs to get jumped. No, I genuinely want to, like, I want to come up to Mark Zuckerberg, tap him on the shoulder, like, hey, Zuck. Boom, and just fucking deck him. And then his security guards come at me, and then I get thrown out. I get charged for assault, whatever. I don't know. But it's a dream of mine. Like, that's the guy. That's the guy who needs to get punched in the fucking face. Because I was recently assaulted at a show. I wasn't punched in the face. I was punched in the back of the head. But, like, that made me want to be like, you know what? Fuck this nice guy shit. The next guy that comes up to me wrong is gonna get knocked out. He's gonna get shot, stabbed, and raped. The old New York welcome home, the New York welcome special. Your first day in New York, you're gonna get shot, stabbed, and raped right here in LA. But it's just, it doesn't make sense to me, man. I am tired of, like, the fear mongering, like, and the fact that there's nothing, people try to tell us that there's nothing we can do about it, but we have to get involved in our communities. It all starts at home, dude. And Brings me to my next subject. Well, maybe we'll hold off on a bit, but it's just like there's so much shit that starts at home. Anytime I hear something goes wrong with someone my age, whether they die, they overdose, they go missing, they're homeless, it makes me think, Jesus Christ, what is home life like? What is life at home like? Because how did it put you in this situation? I have friends that I don't talk to, and they're just so angry. Like, no matter what, they think that the world is against them. They think everybody hates them. You know, they're not necessarily good Samaritans, but deep down, they're good people. But they let something in their environment, in their home, just get to them. And they become a angry, bitter, just everyone's against me. Nobody understands me. I'm going to do this because it's what I know. And they're not very good at it. First of all, they don't have the steps to get good at it. They don't have the discipline to want to achieve. They're just like, I'm doing this because it's cool. And, you know, here I am, Mr. Cool Guy. And I know a lot of people like that. And it bums me out. Because it's like, those are the type of people who come up later in your life and they see how good you're doing and they want to take it all away from you. They want it all because they can't have it. Or they don't know how to reach it, or they're stopping themselves. They have this obstacle in their mind that's telling them, hey, dude, just lay down, sleep all day, go get high, go get drunk. Hey, that guy hates you. He said he drives a better car than you. Look at him. Fuck that guy. Go kill him and steal everything that he has. That's what we're dealing with. And it's just like, you know, okay, let's just say it's them. Let's just say they're a bad apple. Then their upbringing put them in that situation, and there's no way that it's gonna, you know, there's no way that they're gonna change unless something happens to them. Something has to happen to them for them to see the light and be like, oh, okay, I was living life all wrong, and, you know, now I'm a man of God, and I go to church now. I go to church every week, and I'm a good person now, okay? Well, there's a lot of internal reflecting there. And, you know, I'm not fucking perfect. I know I'm fucking crazy, dude. Like, mentally, I'm not in a good spot, but I feel like I'm getting better. One step at a time, you know, like, I've been smoking weed since I was 15, and I never wanted to stop. I was that stubborn kid. I'm like, you know what, dude? You can't tell me what to do. And I was just on a walk to go get coffee earlier, and I'm just like, there's something in my life that made me feel. Well, obviously, there's things in life you don't have control over, but you can control how you act towards that and what you do in response to that. So my thing was, I'm going to get fucking high I'm going to take a blunt to the face so that the feelings that I have coming down on me, I don't have to deal with them. I don't. So, you know, but eventually it catches up. I'm 25 now. I think about that a lot. This is the age where everything hit me. When I was 23, I was like, whatever. I'm still young. When I was 24, I was like, fuck it, bro. Like, I'm still going to take blunts to the face. Now I'm 25. I'm like, oh shit, I'm 25 now. If life keeps going the way it's going, I don't think I'm going to have a good time. Maybe that's what people have been telling me. Like, oh, if you keep living like this, it's not going to end up good for you. It's like, well, yeah, most likely. But does it end up good for anybody? We're all going to die. DJ Unk just died. He was 43. That was the last person on my mind I thought was going to die this year. But he's dead now. And he had a problem with smoking weed. I looked into it, and he's one of those guys where it's like, fuck, man, I love weed, but I can't stop smoking it. But they think a lot, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to put the weed down. They get to a point, like, they have kids, they have families. You know, the money's not coming in from the music anymore. Now everybody's listening to trap. Nobody cares about crunk. And it's just like, okay, well, now life has given you a moment to reassess everything. So what are you going to do about it? Are you gonna let it just devour your life, or are you gonna, change? Because I think change is just so underrated, man. Like, it's okay to change. One of the reasons why I didn't want to stop smoking weed is I'm like, well, isn't it a part of me now? Don't people know me as the guy that smokes weed? Isn't he just the chill guy who's just, hey, you want to smoke? Like a little fucking garden gnome running around everywhere? It got to me. Because now, I'm letting things slip. I got a nice job and I started focusing on that. Stopped caring about going to school. I did as much mics as I could. Should have done more. Should have been out there 7 days a week instead of 5 days a week. And there's just a lot of reflecting at that point that I can't do if I'm high as fuck. Because if I'm stoned, I'm just going to be like, well, nothing I can do about it. People don't want to change, all this and that. Like, I have to be the change. So, yeah, today's the first day where I didn't wake up and smoke weed. And I'm going to try to keep it like that. Not just because I'm, unemployed, but, I got to start thinking about what's best for myself and how I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. And, maybe, sure, the weed probably isn't a problem the way I think it is in my head, but I have to take care. I have to try at least. Like, now I've been 37 days no drinking, over 100 days no cigarettes. When I decided to quit weed, I didn't. I just kept smoking, and I gotta take initiative. In a world where nobody wants to take the initiative, be the one who's taking the initiative. Because everybody's kind of just waiting for that golden check to come to their house, or that golden opportunity, or somebody's gonna message them on Facebook and be like, I like you. You've been saying some crazy shit. Here's $1 million. That's not how it works, man. Nobody's gonna hand you this isn't COVID anymore. No one's just gonna hand you a check for sitting on your ass. Like, there's ways to do it. Unless you want to be an accountant, or, you want to, like, be a caregiver or something, like, well, yeah, caregiver. Dude, when you're a caregiver, there's so much downtime. Like, it almost makes wiping somebody's ass worth it. Because it's like, that's the one thing. That's the one fucked up thing I gotta deal with is I gotta wipe this fucker's ass. I gotta give him a bath. I gotta change his clothes. But at least I get some downtime in between those moments. Where it's like, if you're working in the kitchen, you have no downtime. The only downtime you have is to go smoke a cigarette. And if you don't smoke, you better start smoking. Because that's the only downtime you're ever gonna get. Be like, hey man, I need a 10-minute break. It's like, we're busy, man. 10 minutes? I can't step away for 10 minutes. Is it because I get paid to do it? Oh, but if I want to take my 30, I have to. And I don't get paid for that. I'd rather just take the 2 10-minute breaks. But, enough about my life. The world's fucked up. There's so many crazy people, and nobody's doing anything about it. They're letting somewhat innocent people out of prison. Ross Ulbricht is out of prison. Good for him. But, if you're gonna run a website that's based off of making revenue from selling drugs, guns, and hitmen, you're gonna have to, you can't just be a one-man operation. There's just no way. I think, it's been a long time since I've, researched the Silk Road, but boy, did it take the world by storm. And there's that shit is still going down today. You can still buy drugs on the internet. You know that, right? You can buy legal weed. You can buy CBD. You can buy fucking mushrooms. I'm not gonna say what kind of mushrooms, but you can buy them. There's just, oh my god, we're living in this fucking, everything that went down in 2010 is we're in the aftermath of that. Everything that went down in the 2000s, shit's caught up. You know, we've analyzed it and we've moved on. Like, you know, barely, like, what was it, 2022, when they finally investigated the death of Mac Miller, found out that he bought over like 100 different types of painkillers, that and like multiple 8 balls of cocaine, and like he bought like 3 hookers to boot. Like, and I think he was buying the pills. He was buying the pills from somebody who was also, I don't know if she was a madam or a hooker herself, but she was also the one coordinating like the 2 deals. And then the 8-ball guy was somebody else, obviously, but they finally investigated that. It took 3 years. That's why I'm still in night school, everybody. It took 3 years for them to track down the people who did it via text messages and emails and social media and all that. And I guarantee you the cop that was in charge of it probably liked his music. Or at least they knew who he was. And they knew how much impact that he had on us, the youth. You know? I can't even begin to count how many people I looked up to who I probably shouldn't have looked up to that got me into being, you know, a druggie. You know, my parents let me go to a Blood on the Dance Floor concert when I was 14 or 15, dude. If my parents knew who Blood on the Dance Floor was, if they were tapped into the internet like I was, and they wouldn't have even bought the tickets for me, bruh. Because I had them buy the tickets. I was like, I'll pay you in cash because I don't have a credit card. I'm a minor. So if you guys are wondering who Blood on the Dance Floor is, it is a techno duo of sorts that one of the singers was caught messaging and hooking up with hundreds of underage girls. There's videos of him on YouTube after shows basically hooking up with his fans who are all 15, 14, 16. I was one of them. No, I'm just kidding. Wow, how fun would have that been, huh? A little old Barry going on tour with Blood on the Dance Floor. But no, so this guy, total piece of shit. He's bald now. You know, we all looked up to him, and you know, I think he's probably still trying to hook up with underagers, but I feel like people have caught on. I mean, he looks like shit now. So, and his co-star, Jay, I guess, Jay Moore, is that his name? Oh, it's been so long. I've tried to forget about all of this. I've been so traumatized. I didn't know I was so close to a predator, and the victims, and I don't feel bad for the victims in this case, because again, if you know their fan base, that's it. It's game, set, and match. No wonder there was never a case against this man, because the kids didn't care. You know damn well the parents didn't care either. So, the man, he's a free man. There's confirmed cases of him sleeping with underage girls. Many cases. And he's a free man. And people still love him for his music. You know what? I've always learned to separate the art from the artist. When I saw them live, guaranteed, everybody in their audience is under 18. There's not a parent in sight. There's no parent. The only people who are older than 18 are the people working the venue and the people selling and the people who are, you know, I'm pretty sure some of the opening acts were underage too. That's besides the point. Yeah. See, my ADHD, this is all because of weed, man. My thoughts just go up into the air and I can never find them until like an hour later. But Um, yeah, that was a wild time, wasn't it? Fucking, there's just so much. There's so much shit that people aren't focused on. They let it slip through the cracks. Years later, it comes up. They're like, oh, I had no idea. So, it's a fucked up world, man. Um, maybe we'll talk about it another episode, I guess. But right now, like I said, there's a lot of messed up shit going on in LA and the San Fernando Valley, pretty much everywhere in the world. But our community needs to get it together and come together. That's what we need to do. Like I want um first of all, my heart and soul goes out to Mandy and her family because um this shit is not okay. On January 26th, a couple days ago, um I believe Fox News is reporting this. Um At approximately 1 a.m. on January 26, 2025, the LAPD responded to a call reporting a stabbing in an alley behind a building on the 1100 block of Los Angeles. Los Angeles Street, the street of Los Angeles. Upon arrival, officers discovered Mandy unresponsive, suffering from, wounds, and the paramedics were not able to save her, so she was pronounced dead at the scene. Her family members According to family members, the suspect believed to be responsible had been involved. The suspect believed to be responsible had been involved in an earlier altercation at Underwar 3, Space Yacht, and Cyber Rodeo Underground after the party. Now, I've never loved going to raves. I went to one rave and it wasn't even like a real rave. It was a hippie rave, mind you, and I'm not even supposed to talk about it. So if you know the fact I said that, anybody that knows, they know. It's crazy people, untested drugs. Maybe like 2 out of 5 people probably have a testing kit. Nobody cares about testing kits anymore. The only testing kits that they care about are fentanyl. There's more drugs that need to be tested before you ingest them. I went to a rave with a group of people in one of those underground fucking Long Beach, LA bunkers, whatever the fuck they are, and I'm never gonna go to one ever again. Not just because of this story, but the fact that the people that I went with were crazy as hell. They're all trying to fuck this one girl that I was with, who, she knighted me as the man, and they were all pissed off. And that's just how it was. And I know a vibe when I smell one. They were all trying to fuck this girl that I was trying to get with. And now they're all talking shit to me. They're all checking up on me when we're both, alone and whatever. And they were like, all right, why should the night end here? The girl that I was with, she ended up going home. She was too drunk. I'm like, this should be the day I stop talking to her. Today should be the day I stop, but I didn't. So I'm like, you know what? If these are her friends, I might as well be okay with them, because if I'm going to try to get at quote unquote their friend, and by that I mean the friend that they're trying to fuck, I was just like, all right, why don't we all hang out? I think there was a big misunderstanding. You guys think I'm a fucking villain or whatever. How about we all go hang out and, we'll do it. Okay. They ended up wanting to go to this other rave that this one little guy was like, and I call him a little guy because that's exactly what he is. You see somebody, they dress up all nice and they're all spiffy, but they're like a fucking chihuahua on the inside, and they can't take criticism, and they fucking crumble. So when you say anything real to them. And I should have known from the start that this was a bad group, because they were like, let's all pile up in one car. I didn't have a car at the time. I took the fucking bus to LA. I took the fucking red line, okay? I thought it was gonna be serious, but that's what I get for being a boy. And so like, let's all get in one car and let's go. First, it was like, okay, I'll meet you guys at the smell, and then we'll go to this bar, we'll party, we'll dance, whatever, and then we'll see what happens after. I should have taken that as like, okay, I'm gonna end this night myself too. But you know, I like when things aren't going good. I like to party. So we go to this underground bunker, fucking rave. You know, there's no lights. The only lights are the fucking lasers going off. It's loud as hell. There's one DJ who it's like they bought all their gear in one go and they're ready to flip from song to song. Maybe turn up the bass a little bit. Not they're just there to play fucking rave music. And I'm pretty sure they still get paid better than a DJ that knows anything. So loud as hell, you know, a lot of really good looking women, a lot of muscular guys. It's like I do not belong here. I shouldn't be anywhere near these people. Everyone here is out of my league. Everyone here is on fucking Molly. They probably could never take acid and reflect on their fucking their inner life and their past lives and all that. No, they're not there to do that. They're there to distract themselves. They're all there jumping up and down, fucking trying to sleep with somebody else's friend or whatever. And it's that I don't like being around that. Now, I took it as a sign to be like, I'm gonna go outside, have a smoke, and then by the time I went back inside, they had all left. They left me in Long Beach at like 2 a.m. And these types of people, they go to these raves all the time. This is their thing. When the night is over, they're like, nope, it's not over till we say it's over. We're going to a rave. We're going to the after hours. Anything that says, hey, we're going to go to the after hour. Go home. After hours are for hanging out in parking lots eating tacos. That's the after hour. You should be doing donuts in a parking lot. Not fucking jumping up and down in some fucking reverberated warehouse. No wonder you can't hear shit. Nobody there is wearing earplugs. Nobody there has any type of protection. The only protection they have is unlicensed by the state of California. So, and I got off on a big tangent. This isn't what this is about. It pisses me off, man. The suspects that are in, that they're looking for, was one of them was described to be wearing all black and was accompanied by another man in a dark navy bomber jacket with white collar lining and glasses. Now, if you know somebody you already know who this is. You need to call the police department right now and report it, because the faster they find these fuckers and put them away for life, shit, give them the death penalty. Isn't the death penalty back? Can we electrocute these fuckers? Because we do not need these people in LA or anywhere at any party for that matter. We don't need them. These are the people we should be deporting, whether they're citizens or not. Deport these people. The people who are just making life miserable for other people, don't care about anybody's well-being. They'll kill somebody and just run away and act like nothing happened. Those people need to be sent. Send them to France. Send them to Transylvania. I don't care. We don't have to send them to Mexico. Mexico's going to get overpopulated, guys. We got to start send them to the Bermuda Triangle. I don't care. They don't need to be here with normal people who are tearing families apart. These are the people who we should be after. Not fucking Ramon. Not fucking, the guy who built your house for you. Not the guy who's, working so that you could have a better life. No, the people who are working against you having a better life are the ones we need to get rid of. The fucked up part is that this happened when she was with her brother and her best friends. It started because her brother was attacked by these three fuckheads, and he wasn't able to identify who they were. Now, we don't know whether these guys are just mad at the security. Okay, so they got kicked out of the other clubs because which this should have been announced before. They didn't though. This is how the news reports shit. The three men who attacked this guy were already kicked out and maced by security at 3 other clubs. You'd think they'd be pissed off. When I got sucker punched, I was like, somebody's gonna get beat the fuck up that had nothing to do with this. That's what was going through my head. So I'm assuming that's what was going through these 3 fuckers' heads. So whether he said something or, there was an altercation, this guy got jumped by 3 people. Who the fuck is jumping one? I have friends who have been jumped by gang members, and they still beat the shit out of these guys. Now, I'm not trying to say that this person should have fought back because he had other people with them. That's like, all right, that's noble. The fact that she was killed for protecting her brother is something that I can't even begin to comprehend. The amount of guilt that I would feel if I was in his situation, like, I don't give a fuck about the president. These 3 delinquent lowlives, shitheads, they're felons, and I'm worried about them. My life, I feel scared for anybody else more because these 3 fucking murderers are out there in the street. Like, all you have to do, if ICE comes up to you and asks questions, you just gotta say, I don't answer questions. You just gotta not speak. They're not gonna wanna fucking look into who you are and, track you down and just deport just you. Which, I mean, okay, that shouldn't even be happening. None of that should be happening. Like, the fear, the death, and it has people saying fucked up shit that they shouldn't even be saying. Like, like, take it to Facebook. If you have some fucked up shit to say that you don't know how it's gonna go well, just put it on Facebook. The only people that will judge you are the people who already have you blocked. You'll have friends who are like, oh, I agree, this and that. You're valid. And it's like, you gotta look in yourself. You gotta really do an internal reflection on yourself. She's like, this girl who I might have seen around. I go to a lot of shows. She stepped in to protect her brother, which resulted in her being fatally stabbed. There is a special place in hell for these people who are still out there, which I guarantee you the LAPD is probably not too focused on it because there's so much shit going on right now. We saw the budget. You guys need to be doing your jobs. They shouldn't be. The police should have nothing to do with immigration. Immigration should be doing that shit on their own. I don't even think the police should be helping people doing immigration. But we got Dr. Phil helping. We got Dr. Phil out here making sure these people get deported. And I'm pretty sure Dog the Bounty Hunter is out there too, throwing people in trucks. These people need to be found. I know a lot of people whose sons and daughters were taken from them. And I can't imagine the pain and just the fucking, like, what they have to go through every day to just be okay. You think they're out here watching Netflix 24/7, fucking ordering, like, bullshit food? Like, most likely. They jumped out of the Matrix because it's like, when your world is taken from you like that, fuck everything. At that point, it's fuck everything. I'm gonna do what I have to do to at least get back how I felt before tragedy struck. No public statements have been made by Space Yacht, Underwar 3, or Cyber Rodeo regarding the incident, which makes sense. These people don't care. It's a rich guy who owns a warehouse or a part of land. You know what their goal is? To make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars from people coming in to rent the space, do this and that. They're making money. If they mention anything about how they reacted to this, or how, nobody's going to want to come party at their place anymore. But this is a real thing. This shit happens all the time. People don't care about human life in these underground warehouses, in these after hours. Nobody cares about anybody there but the group that they're with, or their friends, or whoever they're trying to fucking shag at the end of the day. Or they're there with their family trying to escape. You know, like, if she's partying with her brother, I can't imagine how the home life is. But I'm not here to talk about the home life there, because anything can go wrong. You know, what they need is justice, and they need love and help from the community. We can't just be like, oh, well, you know, who knows this and that, and all the stuff that's been shoved under the rug. Like, the point is, people are dying at the hands of other people, which could be totally prevented, because there's so much hate, there's so much racism, there's so much of just negativity coming down. Like, I've been at the point too, I usually don't care. You know, I like to watch cartoons, whatever. It's like, no, at some point, you have to look at the TV and be like, this is what's happening in the world right now, and you're a part of it, and you can do something about it. You can either change, or you can be the fire. And there's too much fire. There's too much fuel. There's not enough hands that want to come together. I'm not saying we should all hold hands in front of a fucking campfire. It's just, we have to, like, you know, we have to do something. Whether it's raising money, you know, whether it's just being there for somebody, helping someone out, spreading compassion, showing compassion. I feel like people are just out of compassion these days. Like, okay, you had a bad relationship with a couple of people. Sure. That doesn't mean you have to lose yourself. You know, you got to show people how you want to be treated. Like, if you want to get with some shithead who's not invested into you or even themselves, then it's nobody's fault. Nobody's fault but yours. But, no, if anybody has any information regarding the incident that happened after the stabbing, please contact your Los Angeles Police Department. Contact the detectives, the sheriffs. Get everything you can. In fact, I'm probably going to hit up the page, Justice for Mandy, to, if they can forward us the detective's email that's on the case, please do that, because I want every bit of evidence found for them. There's also a GoFundMe page in the link as well. You know, you can contact them on Instagram or email justiceformandy@gmail.com with any information. For anybody affected by the tragedy, should contact the LA County Mental Health Resources. I'm going to say this. LA County Mental Health Resources suck. But please, just, if you need it, it's there for you. You don't got to spend $200 a session on telehealth. You know, sure, it's a better option. Paying a therapist is better, honestly, because, you know, when these LA County people, they're taking care of thousands of people. I'm convinced that my therapist still thinks I'm somebody else. I don't know why. It's just they're taking care of so many people, and I'm sure that there's people who need more mental health work than I do. You know, I don't want to downplay my own, situation, but I'm sure there's people out there who have suffered way more than I have and are still suffering more than I have. So, that part doesn't bother me. It does. It should bother me, actually, that there's people out there who are feeling worse than I am, and I still feel like I need, therapy. But hey, don't underplay your own achievements and don't underplay your own trauma. So, you gotta do what you gotta do. And this pisses me off. And it's like, why talk about it on a platform? I think it needs to be done because people need to know. And again, it's like, if you don't want to listen to this, you can just turn it off. It might be too dark. Like, no, this is what we do here. We're all about community. Now, I'm kind of a hypocrite because I've never really helped my community like that. I mean, I've raised money for children in need. I've done toy drives. I donate toys as much as I can during the holiday season. It's fun, it's affordable, and it doesn't take much for a kid to be happy with a little toy, dude. It really doesn't. You can make a kid's life with one action figure. You can make a kid's life with a fucking little Casio keyboard. Yeah, I'm one for helping, people in need. I've raised money for people who need it. I kind of want to get something together for this. As far as like the LA fires, I've been thinking about that too. We should throw a show, and all the money should be donated to the LA Fire Department. It's we're gonna do something. We're gonna be in touch with the family. If there's any way that we can help, we want to do that. If any of you guys have information on benefits, or like if you guys are already hooking up a package for them, let us know. We gotta start. We gotta start small. We gotta start within our community. If you go outside and you see your neighbor struggling, even if that neighbor disrespects you all the time, you don't have to start with them. But it's like that's enough for you to be like, all right, I'm gonna help somebody today. Somebody that needs it. Because you might need help. But that's selfish. Wipe somebody's ass today, please. Like, you don't have to, but it's just like figuratively. Now, again, you guys know me. I like to joke around. I say fucked up shit. That's kind of been the point of this whole episode. But I'm fucking human. Like, sometimes you just gotta put your foot down and be like, all right, this is what's going on in the world, and I'm fucking sick of it. I'm fucking sick of joking about shit like this. You think it doesn't hurt me to make a joke about how everything's just falling apart? If it's a good joke, it's worth it. If it's a joke that doesn't work and it just sounds like me venting or ranting about something, it makes me feel worse. But when a good joke hits about a bad situation, I'm like, you know what? That's what life's all about, man. But it's gonna take a lot of time for us to come back. I think even after this first year, it's gonna be still like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, we need to do something. Yeah, we gotta get it together. And it doesn't look good on us either. When people do shit like this, you think the first thing they're thinking of is, oh, well, we need to find these murderers and bring them to justice. No, with what's going on right now, there's going to be so many people like, oh, well, if we just had the upper hand on immigration, this problem wouldn't be happening. There wouldn't be drugs. There wouldn't be murderers. There wouldn't be rape. No, there's going to be rapists, drug dealers, and murderers. Whether they're from Mexico or not. Whether they're here illegally or not. There's our own people. You don't see Mexicans shooting up schools. That's not how it works. And like, if I saw my friend getting jumped, you best believe I'm jumping in to fuck him up. Whoever it is. Whether they kill me or not, that's just something that a good friend would do. A genuine human being would do that. And it's going out and partying and like living your life and traveling, meeting new people, living new experiences. It's better than staying at home, being full of fear of not even wanting to step outside. Like, in times where we're all stuck and attacking each other, it's people like this we should be looking up to. It's just the mentality of people where they just look for trouble. That's what fucks everything up. It's like, that's why I don't go out, because I know someone or something, or I'm gonna have my head on a swivel. Just being in LA. Anytime I go to LA, my head is on a swivel, and I know all I'm thinking of is I'm gonna get shot and stabbed, or robbed, or something's gonna happen to me, or I'm gonna get in the middle of something, wrong place at the wrong time, and like, it pisses me off and it confuses me too. It's just people really are out there to ruin people's nights. Like, the time I got sucker punched, like, it's just, there's guys out there who don't care about you. They're drunk. They're not in the right mind. They're probably not even conscious. Who knows what the fuck they're on? Or who knows what the fuck they have on them? So it's just like, if it's a one-on-one thing, okay. If it's 3-on-1, that's so fucked up, bro. Like, these people were legit out there looking for a problem. They found it, and they just... It's fucked up, man. Just don't know. I don't know how to, like... I don't know what to say about it, and I can't imagine how the families feel about it. I wish we could just get a team of uncles, like how we used to do back in the day. Just track these fuckers down, find them, beat the shit out of them, throw them off a bridge, hurt them to the point where they don't die, but if they don't get help soon enough, maybe within 3 or 4 hours, that they probably would die. Like, on some Sopranos-esque method of torture, just leave them naked in a forest, and everyone could just get on with their lives. Because obviously, these people that did that, they don't have anybody in their lives that cares about them. For them to do something stupid like that. And it's another thing where it's like, okay, all cops are bad. But no. Like, this is where the ball is in your court, LAPD. If you don't take care of something like this, the people are going to be even more mad at you. And it's just like, no wonder people say all cops are bad. No wonder people are out there wanting to kill cops. Because the people, you're not helping the people. A lot of the times, it's like you're telling the people to fuck off and figure it out. Like, I have friends who, they're all about, all cops are bad. And I get it. For, most of my life, I was anti-cop. Because I'm smoking weed, I'm doing stuff I'm not supposed to do. So obviously, it's fuck the cops. But it's like, if somebody steals your car and you're ACAB, if you have ACAB tattooed on your forearm, who are you gonna call? Like, if you don't actually care about the cops, but you need them when it's their job to do something that you need, when you need their services, you need a good police team who understands. Like, when I have to call the cops, I'd rather tell myself to just deal with it. Because the cops that are in charge of my jurisdiction is the Foothill Police Department. And just saying that strikes fear into my body. Because these are the same people who pulled Rodney King out of his car and beat the shit out of him. This is the same people who whether Chris, rest in peace, whether, one of my neighbors, literally, he lived 4 doors down from me. When the cops pulled him over, he didn't stop, and they shot him dead, even though his hands were outside of the vehicle. And fun fact, all the videos from his death, anything that was reported about him, they took it all off of the internet. I actually have the video that they took off on my 4-track, because you know how cops are. Yeah, like, you think I feel safe when, my neighbor gets pulled over and shot and killed? I don't know if I feel safe now. You think I should feel safe if the same police department I should be calling for help drove my friend off of the road while he was riding a motorcycle that caused him to slam into the wall, dead on the scene? You think I should feel comfortable with those cops protecting me? I don't even know. Some of them, I'm pretty sure, I did call the cops once because somebody vandalized my car. And the first thing they said after they got all the information from me and the witness that saw it all go down, you know what they said? They said, falsifying a police report can cause you to be arrested. You could be charged and fined. Look at my car. There is a bat-sized hole in the windshield, and you just told me that you think I'm falsifying this. Good job, police, dude. I fucking love the police, bro. I love them. They're so good at their job. So good at their job. And it makes me think, you know what? Yeah, I shouldn't be okay with the cops. But anybody that says ACAB and, the cops are actually helping you, you look like a dumbass. Or if you claim ACAB and you call the cops, or you tell somebody to call the cops, you look stupid. You have to realize that they're people too, but they're gangs. Some of them are worse than others. Let's be honest. I'm not saying you should call Derek Chauvin when you see somebody robbing your house. It's not what I'm saying. It's just there's a way to deal with this type of shit. We have to rely on the cops to some extent, because I can't just, allegedly grab a gun and shoot somebody that did something wrong to someone. I can't be a vigilante. I mean, I could. I know the exact group of people I would kill if I was a vigilante, but I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to talk about it because I like my freedom, okay? Everything's alleged at this point, unless it's hard, cold evidence put up against you. This is a really serious episode of the Backyard Show, but, we have to get serious. There's times to party. There's times to have fun. There's times to roll up a little joint, relax, talk to your friends, kick it. But sometimes you got to put your fucking foot down. You got to analyze not only everything that's going on around you, but you got to analyze yourself. You got to look deep into yourself and be like, why? Why do I feel this way? Why do I choose to not do anything about it? Can I do something about it? If I can, I should. If I can't, well, we'll put a bookmark on it and tell our therapist about it. And then we'll see if she thinks I could do something about it, or if I should just or if I can't control it. Because if somebody tells me I can't control something, I kind of have to listen to them. Well, I don't have to, but it's just like, I look stupid if I'm trying to control something that's out of my control. I should be focused on the things that I can control. Start with that first. How about we start with that? How about we start with what we can control and fix that first? I think we should I don't think immigration is the problem here. We should not secure the borders. We need to secure the fucking Supreme Court, because everyone there is just a talking head being told what to do, or else their entire family will be executed in front of their eyes, pumped full of LSD, and thrown into the streets like an animal, to the point where they're writing signs in the sand that say, "Help!" I had to get that out. I'm sorry, but it's real shit, man. Like, the Supreme Court is the problem. Like, if you have a problem with who's getting elected, your problem isn't with the election. It's with the House of Representatives. It's with the Electoral College. I have ADHD and I don't pay attention in class. But when my 11th grade teacher told us about how elections actually work, I listened. I shut the fuck up and I put my eyes on that drawing board, because that was the day I found out, wait, the American people don't get to choose who gets elected? It's just a reference? So you're telling me Kamala could have won, but because of the Electoral College and the House of Representatives and the Supreme Court, they decided to elect Donald Trump? Holy shit, I should be learning about this then. And that's why I don't vote. But that's a story for another day. I don't vote. I haven't voted these past 2 elections because there was no reason for me to. I voted in not the 2016 election. Duh, I was 16. When I was 18, I voted for legal weed. And look where that got us. I didn't educate myself. All I heard, oh, legal weed? Oh, sign me up. And I said yes. And now look at us. Living in the remains of our own mistakes that we could have prevented if we just read an article. if we used our mind and just read that paragraph that you speed read because you're just reading the headline, and you're like, oh, we're fucked. Like, see, then that's where I need to improve. I need to know for myself. That's why when anybody posts anything like, oh, ICE is over here, ICE is over there, I'll walk over there and I'll be like, ICE isn't even here. Like, I'll talk to the people. I'll be like, hey, have you heard that, this and that? They're like, yeah, I have, but I haven't seen anything. I'm like, oh, okay. So people are just striking fear into people for no reason, just because they're fearful. Like, they're spreading fear. It's like if somebody's on fire and their instinct isn't to stop, drop, and roll, which, I mean, I don't even know if that works or not. Like, if you're freaking out and you're running through a bunch of people and you're trying to, your fear is making people fearful. It's like when somebody, like, if I'm at work and somebody doesn't know how to do something, but they pretend like they do, then I don't know what I'm doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then I don't know what I'm doing. If you're freaking out, I'm going to freak out too. So, that's what we are. We've come to. We're sheep. We're people that just listen. We adapt and we listen to other people and how they feel. So if we don't have a leader, if our leader is this fucking guy, this douchebag who has more money than anybody, we're fucked. That's just how it is. It could be fucking Vince McMahon could be president. It would still be the same guy. Like, oh, Vince McMahon, he's so cool. He owns wrestling. Like, no, dude. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the autistic kid with the sign that says fucking Rey Mysterio is the best. Like, no, he cares about the people who are paying him to stay in business. He cares about nobody but the powers that be. I think, honestly, Mexico is going to get a little overpopulated. I mean, they kind of were with all the white people moving in, right? With all the people trying to gentrify Mexico, and now we got... I don't know, man. It's a crazy world. You got to watch what you say. Look, I'm Mexican. So, well, I'm also Japanese, too. So that's where the shame comes from. But, yeah. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to be a crazy 4 years. And after these 4 years are over, it's going to get even crazier. I don't know if... Oh, well, my guest is gone. My guest no longer endorses me. So I'm going to stop feeding him. Links will be in the description of this episode where you can donate to Maddie's family. Also, links to mental health services will be in the description for people that need it. And we will also be encouraging... I'm going to reach out to the Justice for Mandy page today, and I'm going to see if I can get a hold of the detective on the case. And, rest in peace to Mandy, all of her family, my strongest condolences to you guys. But we're gonna find these fuckers. I feel like Dog the Bounty. We're gonna find them. We're gonna bring them to justice. And it's not gonna, it's not gonna bring you back your daughter, but at least it's gonna help a little bit. I hope it brings some type of joy to their life, seeing these people in jail, locked up forever. But even then, it's like, no, they're alive. Like, they have the benefit of living. Now, give them the chair. Lethal injection. The death penalty's back. Let's put it to use. Okay? Like I said, don't listen to me. I'm fucking crazy. I'm in therapy. I do stand-up comedy. I'll be at the Comedy Store March 18th on Tuesday, 10 o'clock for Roast Battle in the Belly Room. Get your tickets now before they sell out. And I think I'm doing another Roast Battle there. Same month. I don't have the date yet, but I will let you guys know. You can follow The Backyard Show on Instagram. That's The Backyard Show Pod, P-O-D, on Instagram. You can follow me at The Barry Montoya. That's T-H-E-E, Barry Montoya, with an A and a Y. I pray that everybody stays safe and, spread love, not hate. Nuevo año sin miedo. Hope I said that right. My Spanish sucks. Love one another. Love your family. Love your brother. Love your sister. Love your friends. Love your dog. Love your cat. Just love. It's easier to love than it is to hate people. And you don't have to understand where anybody's coming from. Chances are you won't. But at least give them a chance. Step in their shoes for a bit. Stay away from drugs. Smoke weed. Only for Jesus. Shout out to the weed gods. And fuck the powers that be. Yeah, stay safe out there, guys. Seriously. This has been The Backyard Show. No music. It's gonna be just, this is a serious point, so. We'll see you guys probably Saturday. See ya.